Okay, guys, I'm here for episode 2 of WCWtober. This episode of WCWtober, which is the review series where I look at every Halloween Havoc for the first part of the month of October. This episode of WCWtober deals with Halloween Havoc 1990, the second Halloween Havoc, which took place on October the 27th, 1990. From the UIC Pavilion in Chicago, Illinois. Now, I am doing this review based on the 6 matches on the VHS and WWE Network. I know there were a few more matches, but I haven't seen those matches, so I'm only judging this by what I physically have seen. So out of what I've seen, there are 6 matches on this show, so a maximum star rating of 30. Opening contest is Ricky Morton and Tommy Rich versus the Midnight Express. This is happening because the Midnight Express injured Robert Gibson's knee. So Ricky Morton is here teaming with Tommy Rich to for revenge against the Midnight Express. And really, this is a traditional Rock and Roll Express type match in a way. Ricky Morton takes the damage punishment for a long time, and then finally adds in Tommy Rich. And then there's a missed spot in which Tommy Rich gets Jim Cornette's tennis racket and uses it on Stan Lane, and then that gets the win for Morton and Rich. 2.5 stars. Not a bad opening contest. So then we get, well, I don't really know if it's the second match. It could have been the third. I don't know, because, like I said, the only known anything I know of this show is the VHS and the WWE Network versions, which don't even have this full show complete. Anyway, the next match shown is the Renegade Warriors versus the Fabulous Freebirds. The Renegade Warriors are Mark and Chris Youngblood, who I believe were related to Jay Youngblood. And the Freebirds have their #1 roadie and best friend, Little Richard Marley, out with them, imitating Robert Gibson. Another traditional tag team match here. Eventually, the finish comes when Michael Hayes hits one of the Renegade Warriors with a right hand, and Jimmy Garvin hits the DDT, giving the Freebirds a win. 2 stars in the match, and I don't think the Renegade Warriors were ever seen after this. At least not on pay-per-view, anyway. They might have been showing up periodically on, like, one of the syndicated shows or Saturday night or something. But on pay-per-views, they never showed back up. So, this is their only pay-per-view appearance that I know of. So, 2 stars. So, the next match. WCW United States Tag Team Championship match. The Steiner Brothers versus the Nasty Boys. 2 stars here. Not a bad tag team match. Not a bad tag team match at all. Even though I don't even know if this match ever officially started, because I never heard a ring bell, but I wouldn't say this is one of the Nasty's better matches, because I don't think it is. Jerry Sags gets busted open in the match due to something from Rick Steiner that busts him open at the top of his head. And then Frankensteiner gets the victory for the Steiner brothers. And they retain the U.S. tag titles. Like I said, okay match. Got kind of boring after a while. Like, again, wrestling from the late 80s, early 90s can be kind of boring at times with with the insane number of rest holds that could happen in a match sometimes. But still, this match was good enough that I give it 2 stars. So then we get what is the best match on the show. The WCW World Tag Team Championship match. Doom versus Ric Flair and Arn Anderson. 2 heel teams, but Doom is working this match purely as faces. This is a very good match. It's 3.5 stars. Ron Simmons plays a member of Doom that takes the punishment since they're playing the faces here. A brawl eventually breaks out, and both teams fight to the back, and they're both counted out. So the match is a double count out. Now this continued the feud into Starrcade with Doom and the Horsemen, but of course it was Arn Anderson and Barry Windham that challenged Doom at Starrcade 90 due to Ric Flair having to play the Black Scorpion. So, but I talked about the Black Scorpion in my Starrcade 1990 review. So 3.5 stars, very good match. So then we get the WCW United States Championship match. Lex Luger versus Stan Hansen in a match that really isn't all that good. It's 1.5 stars, and it's basically a fight. No more, no less. Dan Spivey comes out because he was the partner of Stan Hansen in Japan, and Stan Hansen eventually hits the lariat clothesline and covers Luger to win the U.S. Championship that he would then lose at Starrcade 2 months later. 1.5 stars. So then we get the main event of this show. WCW World Heavyweight Championship match. Sting versus Sid Vicious. It's a 1.5 star match. It's not that good of a match. I don't think Sting and Sid had good enough chemistry to ever give really solid matches, because even the one they have at Road Wild 99 is not. While better than this, isn't that good. And the finish here is really kind of messed up. There's a spot where Sting and Sid go to the back, and Anderson and Flair have the referee distracted. Sid and Sting then come back to the ring. Sting goes for a slam, and there's a 3 count. Sid's announced as the world champion, but then it turns out that that wasn't the real Sting that he pinned. In comes the real Sting, who then pins Sid Vicious to retain the WCW Championship. I don't know if this was done to continue the feud, but I know that even if it was, it didn't continue the feud because Sting went on to face the Black Scorpion at Starrcade 1990, so this finish is kind of pointless. 1.5 stars. So, out of 30 possible stars, this show gets a 13. So, that's only 2 away from a C rating, so it's a very high C- rating for this show. Now, again, that is based solely on the 6 matches that you can physically find to watch of this show, because I don't think this show is complete in any form anywhere. So, not that I know of anyway. I know it's not complete on WWE Network, and I know the VHS isn't complete, but it might only be missing 1 match. I don't really know. So this will be in the WCWtober playlist. If you like the video, like button down there, subscribe button down there, and thank you for watching. Bye.